Hello, everyone. I'm Rick Webb. I'm the Commercial Sales Director with Perma-Chink Systems. I really appreciate Satterwhite having me in today to do a quick presentation on Perma-Chink, the company, and our products. I know they're doing a weekend seminar, so I know everybody's busy scrambling around getting some things done. So going to share just a few things with you. Go through a quick presentation. It's something normally takes about 3 hours, so I'm going to try to squeeze it into about 20-25 minutes, so I gotta really rush through. All right, little bit of background. You know, I think anytime you're talking about wood products, whether it be log siding, timber frame accents, decking, there's always interest and concern with maintenance, and more importantly, it's what makes your home beautiful. So we want to go through the products and the steps and application. I've been with Perma-Chink for, let's see, this is 19 years. I work out of the Knoxville, Tennessee office. So like I say, we're gonna run through this pretty quick and give you a chance to see this somewhat in sequence order. All right, a little bit of background with Perma-Chink. Some of you may or may not be familiar with Perma-Chink. Last year, we started in 1981, so last year was our 40th year anniversary. And we develop and manufacture products in our Knoxville facility just for log, timber frame, the industry. So, you know, we have a number of direct customers that buy from us that way and been doing it for a long time. When the company first started, the owner of the company first developed synthetic chinking. I think everybody's probably familiar with what chinking is. It's that cement mortar look that goes between the logs. You know, for several years, we only sold Perma-Chink product. And then through the years, of course, we began evolving into a full line of products. And this is exterior, interior, all the coatings, preservatives, cleaners. We have a full line of products for you. Quite often, in fact, you'll see it in our logo, magazine ads, you'll see Perma-Chink Systems. I always like to remind people what systems or what systems program means. I think this is important. You know, I think we have the best products in the industry, of course, but there are a lot of products out there. You can go to box stores, paint stores, building supply stores. There's any number of places you can pick up cleaners and caulking and stains and clears and deck components, but you don't always know if all these products are compatible. What we mean by program system or a systems program is all our products are designed, developed, manufactured to work together, to be compatible with it. You never have to worry about, hey, is this cleaner going to work with this caulk? Is this stain going to soften the caulk? Is my caulk going to stick to this kind of stain? So I think that's really important, especially as a homeowner or even a contractor, you know, that's going to be applying these products. All right, something that common sense, of course, is know your enemies. And these are the things that our products help with. Obviously, the stain, you want as little as UV exposure as possible. I think Satterwhite does an outstanding job with this, reminding customers, encouraging customers to have wraparound porch, big overhang, as much shade as you can provide. You want to try to eliminate the UV exposure. Obviously, you don't want rain, water, infiltration, and of course, insects. Now, insects, you're really not going to be any more apt to have insects in a log home as a stick-built home. But again, these are the things you want to try to keep things out of your home. All right, for the most part, we're going to go just a quick sequence, step by step, that has to do with new construction or new homes. All right, we'll jump right in and go really quick. All right, step one. Step one is the most important step in the process. This is what they call prep and cleaning. And I think regardless of any product you're using, if you read the label, probably the first thing you're going to read is properly clean, properly prep, and it's so important. And yes, even new log homes need to be clean. You know, during construction, it could take as little as a week, a few months. You know, you can run into all kinds of things. Well, there's dirt, dust, mold, there's, you know, pollen this time of year. There's so many things that can be on the surface. Some things you don't even see. So it's important to properly clean, decontaminate the surface so you'll get a proper adhesion and proper look of products. We try to discourage the use of bleach. We've run into all kinds of things where you can have chemical reactions and tannin stains and things and loss of adhesion. You can have wood streaks. So, I mean, obviously Clorox and bleach would decontaminate the surface, but it's not the best cleaner. A number of years ago, we came out with one of the best products we've ever come out with. It's called Log Wash. It's a concentrated product. It's great for brand new wood prior to cleaning or to applying products. And it's also what you would use for any kind of maintenance coating. So great product, 1 to 2 cups per gallon. It really, really works well. We do have some other cleaners. Now most of the time in new construction, you won't be running into anything like this. We do have a specialty product. It's called Cedar Wash. Just what the name entails, it's made to penetrate a little bit deeper into some species of wood like cedar, mahogany, teak, some of those exotic woods, help remove some of those maybe oils or things that could be on the surface. Wood Renew it's a great cleaner, but it's more for maybe neglected wood, weathered wood that has oxidized. You know how the old barn or fence post turns gray, that Wood Renew will take that right out. So we do have some other cleaners besides Log Wash. Obviously with new construction, Log Wash would be the product to go with. Pretty simple the step is pretty simple. Just apply with a garden pump up sprayer. One important tip is always apply cleaners from the bottom up. Sometimes you can take a car wash brush and scrub them. Sometimes you just simply rinse. Either rinse with a garden hose, or you can obviously use a pressure washer. You don't want to get so close you're feathering the wood. We always tell people just use it to flood coat. Just back off a little bit. All it's going to do is speed up the process. A lot of people have somewhat hesitant about putting water on the wall. I mean, you're just introducing water to those outer cellular surface. It's going to dry really quick. A nice warm day, you're dry usually by the next day. All right, then we jump into step 2, and as you see, it is optional. Now I say optional, but majority of the time you'll want to do this step. This is borates. These are borate preservatives. This is what protects against any kind of wood ingesting insect, but maybe even more importantly, it's actually a rot protection or a rot control. So I like that aspect as much as you do the insects. Now, we actually manufacture borate products 4 different ways, really 3, and then the Cobra rods. But for new construction, really you're only concerned with probably 2 different products. One is called Armor Guard. That's quite a bit less expensive treatment. It's a powder that you mix with water. We have a product called Shell Guard RTU. It's the very same borate, but it's mixed with a glycol where it will penetrate into the wood. And then we have Shell Guard, which is a concentrate. That's really only if you had an existing infestation. Cobra rods are actually borate solid rods with a mixture of some copper. And these are really just put in place where places maybe you've had some rotting issues. So let's say borates are important for rot and insect control. Again, the borate powder you mix with water. Pretty simple, put it on with a garden pump up sprayer. The Shell Guard RTU is a liquid form. Now, and I'll tell you right up front, because people ask all the time, hey, what's the difference? Well, there's quite a bit of cost difference, but primarily the biggest difference, one really is just as effective as the other. The borate powder is a surface treatment. When you put it on, it's going to be on the surface under the stain. The RTU product is going to penetrate. That glycol is going to take that borate deeper into the wood. That's a one-time, lifetime treatment. The only really difference is with the surface product, the Armor Guard, if you ever, and you may not ever do this, but if you ever had to come up, you wanted to change colors or it was neglected, anytime if you sand, strip, or blast, got back to bare wood, that surface treatment would have to be reapplied. The Armor Guard would have to be reapplied. That's really the only difference. The other is a one-time, lifetime treatment. Pretty easy, and this is why it's step number 2. It goes on clean, bare wood. Just simply put it on with a garden pump-up sprayer. Borates they're not gonna hurt your grass and shrubs. They're really not gonna harm you. Bugs don't like it, but I know he's got gloves and protection, and we always recommend that, but not gonna harm you. Just spray the exterior of the wood and the logs, and you're ready to go. Always like to remind people, the majority of the country have issues with carpenter bees. Borates have no effect on carpenter bees because they do not ingest the wood. They're just nesting. They drill the little 3/8 hole, do a 90-degree angle, and that's where their egg chambers. So the borate have no effect on carpenter bees. I'm sure I can line up 15 people. I get 15 different remedies with carpenter bees. But for the most part, we would recommend some kind of topical spray. I can help you with that at some other time if you need it. But just like to have that reminder in there with the borates. All right, then we're going to jump into step 3 now. Step 3 and step 4. Step 3 is our specialty caulking products or sealants, what we call sealants. Now, step 4 is going to be your stains, your coatings, your colors. Obviously, step 3 and step 4 is interchangeable. I mean, if you had an existing home that had a stain on it, yes, you could certainly put a sealant on there. But for new construction, if you have to do any caulking or sealant, it's better to do that first. With the exception of a chink. Now, chink style, because the way it's designed, you'd obviously want to stain and then chink and then clear coat. So we have a number of different products that what we feel like falls under what we call sealants. Now, technically, stain's a sealant as well because it's keeping out the elements, but what we're referring to, we say sealants are your caulking products. And yes, of course, obviously, we have Perma-Chink, the chinking product. That's the product we started out with. That is that textured aggregate look that gives you that cement mortar look between the logs. Now, most of the time, this can be cosmetic. You know, a lot of manufacturers design the square type log with just a cosmetic cutout joint that you can chink. Some of them are actually designed with a, you know, dovetail corners where you actually have an air gap where you have to chink the interior and exterior. So Perma-Chink is if you want to see that contrasting mortar cement look. All right. For the most part, if you have, say, log on log, D-style, even round Swedish coat, and you need to caulk anywhere, it could be window trim, door trim, butt joints, in between logs, anywhere you want to caulk, but you want to hide the caulk line, you don't want to see the contrasting look, that would be our Energy Seal. Energy Seal comes in different stain colors. And even has a texture, enough texture to where when you stain over it, you virtually hide that caulk line. So lots of different colors, just pick out the one that's closest to your stain color and you're off and running. This was actually, we were actually showing how, as far as application, how you can apply the product. Just 2 or 3 pointers real quick if you're doing any kind of caulking or sealants, and this could be Energy Seal or chinking. If you want to tape the top and bottom of the joint, that's fine. You can trowel it out, pull the tape real quick, you're ready to go. This was one of those TV shows, I think we were doing it one time, Extreme Makeover. We were showing them how you can actually apply it and trowel it and pull the tape. Any kind of sealant, you really only want to be aware or be mindful of just 2 or 3 things that's really important. Obviously, you want your wood, where you're going to apply the chinking, to be clean. The other thing is always use the proper backing material. There are a lot of products you can use for backing material, and it depends somewhat on the profile of the log. There's backer rod, there's grip strip with a trapezoid type shape where you can fit it into rounded or curvature logs. You know, masking tape works as a bond breaker. There's all kind of things, EPS foam, sheets. So use the proper backer. And then the other thing is proper thickness, which is about 3/8 inch thick wet. So if you'll follow those, you won't have any problem. And people ask all the time, well, how long is chinking going to last? Or how long is that sealant going to last? I mean, most of the time, if it's properly applied, proper thickness, everything was clean, there's no reason you wouldn't get pretty much a lifetime out of these products, other than sometimes getting discolored. And we even have a product called Chink Paint that you can paint over the lines, either to change color or to just clean up the line. So regardless if you've got just a small chink style cabin or maybe even a big handcrafted type home, there's probably somewhere, some place you're going to have to use some kind of caulking material or some kind of sealant. A couple other products, we actually do have a log end seal, which is just for the cut end logs. We have a specialty product just for the checks. Now some people get crazy with checks. Anytime you have an upward facing check that could trap water, yes, it's better to seal it. You know, even with Satterwhite homes, I mean, most of them are designed with wraparound porch. There is no need, if you're not getting weather or rain, no need to seal that if it's downward facing. Lots of those things. I've seen people try to take hairline, just small little fissures, and try to seal all those. There's no need for that. Just keep in mind, if it's upward facing, could catch water, you probably should seal it. All right, now we jump into step four. Step four is your stains. And I think this is kind of the fun part, but you know, this is what you come home to every day. This is your appearance, this is your exterior protection, but more important, what makes your home beautiful. So regardless of, you know, the profile, the style, the size, we always recommend put a stain coat, put a pigmented color coat on for protection. And I know there's lots of stains out there today. If you go to any, you know, box store, paint store, from one end of the store to the other, there's any number of stains. There's water-based, oil-based, there's these alkyd hybrid type products, you know, multi-coat, one coat, clear coat, you know, and I always tell people, you know, hey, I know it gets confusing. Now, we only manufacture and recommend water-based coatings. I think water-based coatings have vastly improved over the last few years for a number of reasons. They're environmentally friendly, you know, right or wrong, over the years, government keeps restricting what they call VOC, volatile organic compounds that are in these products. So many of some of the oil products out there have changed, and I think some of the new technology, there's some cross-linking polymers, some new components are actually being devoted into water-based, and I think water-based is easy to apply. You have no smell, you have soap and water cleanup, and I think it just gives you a nice, rich furniture-grade finish to the home. You know, I could get into specifics with each product name. You know, most people pick out their stain according to the color that they like. And that's going to probably hold true with any brand. So we've got a lot of name brand stains, but probably what's more important to you is that's the color I like. So we still have our original product called Lifeline Exterior. It's a little bit maybe an economical product maybe. So if you like one of those colors, man, it's a great product. Durability, longevity, it'll hold up with most anything. So feel free to do those. Probably still our most popular product is Ultra 2 for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's got more colors available, and of course that's going to be attractive to homeowners. The second reason is it's very user-friendly, easy to apply. Now this takes 2 coats of color, 2 coats of the stain, followed by a clear coat. And sometimes that first coat, you know, you can put that first coat on, maybe a little uneven, maybe a little like that. Next, that second coat will blend it all in beautifully. So it's really an easy to use product. A number of years ago, we come out with a 1-coat stain, and I really like this product. It's called Ultra 7, somewhat designed for contractors and applicators, but it's a fantastic product. Not as many colors available. It utilizes the trans oxide, I guess the term out there is nano pigment. So you're a little bit limited on colors, but and it's, you know, 1 coat of this. In fact, Ultra 7 is 1 coat of stain followed by a clear coat. So it does cut down a little bit of labor, and it's got good transparency, good coverage. It's just a beautiful product. So, but again, get samples. You know, we have free samples. Satterwhite has samples. We can provide them. Never a charge for freight. Make sure you get samples. A few years ago, we come out with a line called Accent, Lifeline Accent Colors. Obviously, what the name entails, these are products that you can use to give an accent color, maybe a fascia board, or it could be a garage door, window trim, anywhere you want an accent. It's almost like a solid base stain, even give you a little more protection. So regardless of the style, I mean, you see a home like this with wraparound porch, I mean, great protection, but you still need to stain that for longevity and durability. Lots of different styles. Even the gray colors have gotten, you know, the weathered look has gotten real popular. So even whether it's a chink style or just log on log. And you can see you can do a lot of color combinations. You know, we were talking about doing that contrast, but maybe your log wall is, you know, it could be our dark natural. You could, you know, up underneath do a lighter color, do a contrast with the beams and the accents. So there's a number of color combinations used to make your home beautiful. So we've got, you know, we've got lighter colors. We've got a lot of I guess what they call the golden look or the yellow look. Even some of the darker colors have gotten popular now. So there's even some that's, I guess, what we call a seagull or a whitewash type. So just lots of different colors to choose from. All right, real quick, if this is something you're going to do yourself and you're going to actually do applying the stain, it's not difficult to apply. Just a couple of pointers. Number one, make sure you properly stir and agitate that product continuously every 20 minutes or so. Now, it's not It's not difficult to stir up. You can stir it up with a paint stick. You can stir it up with a jiffy mixer, with a drill, but just keep it stirred up. It's really important. The other thing is apply light, thin coats. Now, you can brush it right out of the pail. I think it does I think you get a neater, maybe even a quicker job, especially if you have somebody helping you, if you'll use an airless sprayer. But remember, the airless sprayer is only a means or a mechanism to get a wet line, get that product out of the pail, get a wet line on the log, and you see how close they are with the sprayer. I mean, literally you're 6 or 7 inches off the wall. Just spray a wet line and then take your brush, have somebody come behind you or you do it, just brush it out till you get to the end, and you'll tell when it's starting to get a little dry, you need to apply a little more. It's just as simple as applying latex paint. The only trick to it, and I tell people all the time, if you can get to the wall, it's not that difficult. You know, with staining, you have to go horizontal, left to right, right to left, so you have to have, in some cases, maybe a lift, but in most cases, you just need some kind of either scaffolding or walkboard where you can utilize and take 2 or 3 courses at a time, work your way across right to left, left to right. It's really as simple as that. The other thing, really nice thing about water-based is the coverage rate. On any smooth surface, you're usually getting up to or around 400 square foot a gallon. So in essence, you actually use less product. Anytime you're putting a second coat or a clear coat on, you can get as much as 700 square foot a gallon. So, but just remember, just brush out light, thin coats. The other nice thing about water-based is dry time. Literally dries usually within about an hour. So in a lot of cases, by the time you get to the end of the wall, you can come back and recoat or start your second coat. So once you get to the wall, it's not a very difficult process. Now, one thing I do want to share with you, I think is real important. Years ago, I guess once we started manufacturing stains, we came out with a product called Advance. Advance is our clear coat. We recommend on all our water-based stains, with the exception of a new penetrating stain we have, is to apply 1 coat of Advance Clear. And I'm telling you, this Advance Clear makes all the difference in the world in durability and longevity. All our clears, whether interior or exterior, comes in gloss or satin. That's just a choice. But here's a panel I want to show you that I think is important. It really tells you the importance of the Advanced Clear Coat. We're not just trying to sell you another product. We took 2 panels, stained the same time, same color. Both went through accelerated weathering. The only difference in these 2 panels, obviously the top one did not have the top coat. The bottom one had the Advanced Clear on it, and this went through probably equivalent of about 3 years of actually accelerated weathering. So you can really see the difference, how important that is. All right, a couple of new products that we introduced about 1.5 years or so ago. We have been working on this for quite some time, but it's a water-based product, but it penetrates. So it being water-based, you get benefits of water like no smell, easy cleanup, but it penetrates. You would think you're using oil, and there's some applications where this would come into play. The 2 new products I'm talking about is deck defense, and then there's log and timber defense. There's the colors that they come in, and you can see how they look. They have a little more of that oil look. Now, this is the only product in our product line that you do not want to use the Advanced top coat, because that would top coat it, and this is a penetrating product. So where I think this product, where you utilize this product most, it'd be obviously for decking, rails maybe, timber frame industry, anything that's rough sawn. I think this product is absolutely great. You know, if you do, say, board and batten on your gables or your dormers, or you got rough accent, maybe a wraparound porch, T111, beams and accents, this product works great for that. So get samples of it. And this is also a product we use that we have found that you can actually apply over most penetrating oil products that's out there. So kind of a new product for us, but it kind of got us in the foot with some other applications. All right, so regardless of you know, what size home you have, what style, we've got the coatings that's going to make your home beautiful. All right, a little bit about maintenance. I know this always pops up. This is always an important question that people come up with, and I guess just to prove a point, you know, we know people will wash their car, I don't know, once a week, once a month, but rarely sometimes do people actually wash their home. And we always recommend wash that home down once a year, maybe late spring, about this time of the year. Most parts of the country, pollen is so bad, You know, all that pollen, dirt, dust can settle on the curvature of the logs, and sometimes people think the stain's faded and they come through and they log wash it. Hey, it looks beautiful again. So we recommend once a year wash down, and then that's a great time to do inspection. If you have our stain and clear coat on your home, just simply take a spray bottle or watch it during the rain. That clear coat's designed to sheet the water. It's not gonna necessarily bead up like it's got paraffin or wax in it, but the water's gonna sheet off the wall. That pretty much tells you your clear coat's in good shape. So just kind of watch that. You know, maybe the third year, fourth year, you may have a dormer, gables, maybe the exposed area. Maybe you need to just recoat with clear. You can do that. You can just do one side. The nice thing about maintenance with our product too is down the road, if you do see you need a color coat, additional color coat, you can color coat right on top of the clear. So you can clear coat or maintenance color coat on our products. All right, real quick, interior. We always recommend put something on the interior, primarily for, you know, dusting and cleaning purposes. You know, even wood can absorb cooking odors. If you get grease on bare wood, it's very, very difficult to get out. So put something on the interior. There's no specific rules. If you want to just clear coat, you can. If you want to add a color coat, if you want to add multiple coats, that's fine. Just mainly for dusting and cleaning purposes. We have a number of interior products. We've got 2 different clear coats. We've got, and I think it's an outstanding product. It's called Sure Shine. It's water-based, but it's like a polyurethane. So, and we have an acrylic clear. Both of these come just like the exterior. Both of them come gloss or satin. We have interior colors. If you do want to tone a room, and some of the colors just have enough pigment to tint that wood just a little bit to make it more uniform. And also, of course, we have the accent lines. There's the interior colors, and obviously you can see some of those like light honey, light natural, some of those just have enough pigment to cover the wood. And if you want a darker color on the interior, you can, no problem. There's just a couple pictures of the clear coat for the inside. You know, even like timber frame or log, you know, there's even whitewash type colors. So lots of different contrast of colors. There's a clear coat followed by darker beams and rails and spindles. So there's just so many different combinations. And again, we have free samples. Pick out, we don't care if you pick out 1 or 2 colors, you can pick out 15 colors. Get anything that you think might be in the neighborhood of what you like. It's so important to get samples. I can't stress that enough, because people call us all the time and say, I want that color on page 7, or they'll see it in a magazine. You just have to get samples. I can take our stain and probably anybody else's stain 3 different pieces of log or wood, and you'll get 3 different colors. The porosity, the wood species, the age, everything just influences the color. So get the color samples so you'll know exactly the color you're going to have. So let us help you. You know, we have catalogs, we have free samples, we have a list of contractors. We can provide referrals for you. They don't work for Perma-Chink, but we have professional people that can help you. So really, really appreciate Satterwhite letting me fill in and talk to you a little bit about Perma-Chink. You're always welcome to get in touch with me. Feel free to do that. And on down the line, if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to help you. And thank you for your time. Thank you for joining.